Hello everybody and welcome back to another Middlesex tree video, and boy do we have a doozy for you today. What started out as a normal day certainly didn't end like one. First, let's have a look at this cool clip here, starting out in the beginning of the day, then in the middle of the day, and then at the end of the day, and you can see the trees just dissolve out of the picture. Derek came to look at this job a couple weeks ago because the homeowner was starting to get concerned that this old beech tree was getting too big and worried about it falling over. Well, 2 days before we got here, this branch had come down in her yard, so we got there just in the nick of time. You can see here where the branch snapped off from. Not only are we going to be tackling this tree today, but first we're going to handle this hickory tree. By removing this tree first, it's going to allow us more room to swing the beech tree over to this side and land it in the driveway. As you can see, it's very hazy and very humid to start out the day. Take a look at our new chip truck and chip box. Actually, a couple weeks ago, when Derek was driving home in our normal chip truck, the engine started smoking and blew, and we are currently replacing the engine on that truck. Now that Uncle Bruce is here, it's time to figure out where we're going to be positioning the trucks for the day. But first, let's have a coffee, a breakfast sandwich, and a quick chat.
Sausage or bacon?
That big leaf came down. The butt was just in front of the porch, and the tips were right up in the corner, like just missed everything by inches on both sides. And that's since I looked at it, since I bid the job. You're gonna eat it.
Pretty tight quarters here that we're going to be working in, so we're going to be very cautious today, taking our time and playing our cards right, as we usually do. We've kind of got a skeleton crew here today. It's just Derek and Chaw from Middlesex Tree. Of course, Uncle Bruce is on the crane, and his son Bobby is actually going to be helping us out on the ground today. You've seen Bobby in some of our other videos operating the crane. Now let's get the drone up and watch some cuts. As usual, some of this wood is going to get shipped off for firewood, and some is going to get logged. Check out this 1987 truck that Bruce and Bobby brought down to haul the logs out of here for us. As Chaw is making this cut is when all chaos breaks loose on the job today. One thing that I want to be clear on here is that Derek does not own the crane truck, and that is why he is asking repeatedly for the fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher! Fire extinguisher!
I'm going to freeze the video here for a second, and I want you to look at this propane tank that's about 10 feet to the right of the generator. If this thing was to explode, it would kill all of us. And don't forget about the propane lines that run underground and go into the generator. Just before Derek came running for the fire extinguisher, he noticed that the fire was right next to the propane line, and that's why he was acting so fast.
Right at the gas line, watch it. I think I got it out, but I don't know. Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I would call. I would definitely call, just in case.
Blocked on the side here. We gotta open it. You got a bar? Fucking locked. You got a bar? You got a crowbar? How do you shut up propane? There we go. There we go. Watch out. The generator off.
Okay, good.
I think you got it. All right, where's like it was leaking. Where's
I think they got it out.
Shut the generator off.
It was on fire.
Huh?
It was on fire.
Yeah, she said I have nothing flammable.
turning this off, the propane.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that all the propane runs, is that?
Yes.
Okay.
I shut it off the master transfer.
That's plastic?
Yeah, it was melting.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That'll make for some excitement. I was like, should I film or not?
You go, girl. Yeah.
Oh my God, I was like,
We got that fuck.
Okay, bud. Stuff's hot over there.
Well, the battery's got corrosion all on top of it.
Yeah,
See that?
just stay back in case it explodes.
We kicked that
Bob, shoot it from the bottom up to the...
We shut it off.
All right.
It was inflamed. I put it out with the DOT fire extinguisher. Then we shut the fuel off. We can't open the top. The thing's all froze up. We kicked.
Now, what caused this fire? I'm sure everybody's wondering. When the fire department was done diagnosing the generator, they had come over to us and told us that it was a mechanical error with the generator. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Frank, the one that films and edits for Middlesex Tree. I chopped up the video of the guys putting out the fire just a few days ago and put it up on Instagram and TikTok. And on TikTok, we've got over 1 million views between the two separate videos. And I wanted to address a couple of the comments that we've got, more specifically on TikTok. And one of those is that you guys are overreacting. There's no need for you to act so crazy the way you did here. Well, let me tell you what, when you're in that situation and you've got a generator that's on fire, when you've got a huge propane tank that's next to it, when you've got underground propane running from the tank to the generator, and you've got a house that's just 3 or 4 feet away from what's on fire, there's no other way to react. This was an emergency situation, and the way that the guys handled it was the only way that you could handle a situation like that. You needed to move fast, you needed to move prompt, and you needed to move quickly. So those guys were acting exactly the way that they should have. Another comment was, hey, why didn't you put the camera down and help the guys out? Well, number one, I'm out with Middlesex Tree on most Wednesdays filming and making videos for them. And I knew that the guys had this situation under control, and I just decided to stand back and film the situation. If it had gotten any worse, I would have jumped in and helped them. I think that the biggest fear that all of us had was that the person's house that we were working at, the woman that lives there is 70 years old. If this fire was to continue, the wind was blowing in the right direction, that it would have caught the house on fire. The generator is only 3 or 4 feet from the house. Those flames would have been blown right into the siding of the house, and the house would have caught on fire. God forbid the woman who was in the house at 70 years old, if she was trying to get out of there and trying to maybe rush faster than she should have been moving and was to fall down and hurt herself and not get out of the house, it would have been something that all 4 or 5 of us guys on that job that day would have never been able to get over. So the way we acted and the way we handled the situation, I can't imagine it being handled any better. We did tag Generac in these posts, and they reached out to us very quickly after the situation. They want to know the homeowner's information so that they could contact her and they could take action on this fire very promptly and try to do the right thing here. So that was a good look on them. Other than that, I think that's it. I think we said everything in this video that I needed to say, and I think I said everything that I wanted to say right here. So let's go calm down a little bit and let's watch the rest of the video. And great job to Derek and Bobby for handling the situation they did, and thanks to Bruce for being there and hooking up the hose. And then there was Chaw, who was stuck up in the bucket truck, who couldn't really do very much, but if there was an emergency, he would have came down and helped out for sure. After about 15 or 20 minutes, we finally calmed down and were waiting for the fire department to show up, but it was back to hustling and getting this hickory tree down on the ground. Derek and Chaw are going to switch spots for the rest of this trunk. Let's set the trucks up to remove this hazardous beech tree from the front of this woman's house. The 2 houses that we are working at today are about 20 feet from each other. One tree was on one person's property, and the other tree was on another person's property. Chaw is going to head back up in the bucket truck and handle the top half of this beech tree. We had a little bit of rain come through this afternoon, so we sat in the truck for about 15 minutes. No need to get wet, as it's going to be nice out the rest of the day. And just after that, lunch showed up. These beautiful tacos. There's a new taco joint in Old Lyme, and we decided to try them out, and they were good. Now that Chaw has taken care of the top half of this tree, he's going to switch positions with Derek again, and Derek's going to handle the bottom half of the tree. It's always nice when the customer wants the wood chips. We were able to dump these chips on the property today in this area to cover up some of the weeds that are growing.
Come look at the back of this. Look up. I couldn't see that.
Oh, you just missed it.
I only saw the rope on that side.
I would have told him. I knew he had it.
There's nails right here too.
Set it right on the ground.
You could probably even put the chains on from down here, Derek. You could probably pull that up.
Now it's time to remove the last piece of this tree, another monster chunk of wood. Let's not waste any time and just put this one right in the back of that 1987 truck.
Dude, I just looked at this job like a week ago, or not even.
Still on, right? Yeah.
I think that came off 2 days ago. Well, we got a lot of junk in the way, and it's probably, those 4 pieces are more than you could take in a load anyway, right? You ain't gonna put that much on that thing, are you?
3, 4 pieces maybe.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, part of that one because it's a big one.
Yeah. So we could ditch some wood at Chris's.
Well, what are you thinking of, Chris?
Might as well start loading junk. I'm taking saw logs there too, but
What are you thinking of?
it's right around a junk, but it's more junk than you could take in a load. So we take a couple of people, we'll make a load on that, take it to Chris's, and we'll put a load of saw logs on that so them 2 trucks can run together. And while they're doing that, maybe me and you will get the top
So
out of that.
Want to put junk right now?
Junk, just because it's in our way. There's no sense in.
Let's, you want to put, where are these big ones going to go? You want those to go the miles? Why don't we load the hickory saw logs on there?
Okay.
And those are going to your shop.
Yes.
Let's load those first.
Okay.
At this time, we've got one more cut that we need to make. This tree has a funny little bend to it and is leading towards the house, and the homeowner wants it taken down. Let's have one more look at this video and watch the before and after, and we'll see you soon on another Middlesex tree video.